the second time I'm making this video because first time I kind of just I I'm bad at talking basically. People that know me know that. I'm just yeah. Anyways. So if I pause for a while, that's why. I'm just trying to form words so I don't sound like a mumbling idiot. I just wanted to make a video because it feels more personal than like a Facebook post or something where you can't really even feel the person talking to you. You know what I mean? Like, this feels like I'm actually talking to you rather than you're reading some inspirational post on a website. So, I wanted to make a video because a lot of people recently in my life have been struggling with not being happy or being in difficult situations and not being able to see any good. Like they're having trouble seeing the good, or they think that there is no good. And to me, that's when it reaches a state of like you're leaning more towards depression than just being sad. Like, to me, depression is feeling hopeless. It's feeling like nothing is ever going to get better, and it's feeling like no one around you cares about you, feeling like you have nobody. And I think a lot of times people confuse depression with being sad. Like, people will go through a sad time in their life and they'll say that they were depressed when depression is not a word to use lightly, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. But people that I care about have been struggling with it. At least in my eyes, they're struggling with depression rather than just being sad. I mean, I can't go into their brain and see what is going on, but from what I've talked to them about it, they feel like there's no hope. And that really breaks my heart because I have been there multiple times. Like, the past, like 3 years, I guess, I've been struggling with depression and anxiety and a little bit of OCD and other things that I'm not even going to go into because there's a lot of crap, and I'm just like, I'm not going to go into everything, but I have been in that moment of I don't want to live anymore because my life stinks right now and it's not going to get better, and I have no one and no one loves me. And you know, being on the outside, people see people saying that and they're like, "Oh, you're being dramatic, like relax. You're just really upset. You need to calm down." And there are the people that genuinely care and they try and tell you that that's not true. You have people that love you. Things will get better, and they say all the cliche things like just what I said. people love you, things will get better. And you hear that over and over and over again. Things will get better, things will get better, there's always something good, blah, 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 blah. And I know being in that situation, hearing that is so annoying, and it just grates on you. But you have to understand, and this is something that I had to accept, you have to understand that these people care about you and they love you and they're just trying to help. I have been on both sides. I've been the one to comfort someone, and I've also been the one to be comforted. And I know that when you're the one being comforted, you don't believe a word they're telling you. Like, you literally just sit there and you put on a mask for them, like, oh yeah, thanks, that made me feel better, and like, I know you love me, and I know you're right, but deep down you don't believe it. You are like, they're lying. I mean, you literally just feel hopeless. It doesn't matter how many people tell you that they love you or they care about you. That's the thing with depression, is that it's not always logical. And there are some logical things that you can be sad about and like worried about, but depression takes it to an extreme. Like, where someone might be sad over leaving their friends, someone with depression would think, I'm never gonna make new friends ever again, and I'm gonna lose these friends when I move, and life is just gonna stink from now on. It's like the end of the world. And I'm not saying that to like be mean, because I felt that way. I know that's what it feels like. It feels like everything is just coming crashing down in that moment. Everything just feels like 200% worse than a normal person. And normal is used very loosely because there is really no normal. But I know that you get so tired of hearing the same thing over and over and over. Because I hated hearing someone tell me it will be okay. I went through like 4 or 5 different counselors, and every single one of them, oh, you can talk to me, and make sure you call me if you're feeling sad, or like feeling like you want to hurt yourself, and like, just for the longest time, I only went basically because my mom made me. And it had to come to a point where I wanted to talk through things and I wanted to help myself, because after a while I just felt so empty, like I was going through the same day over and over again, not living. I felt like I was existing but not living. That's such a hard thing to feel when everyone around you seems to be enjoying life and having fun and going out and doing things and just experiencing life, and you're just sitting there by yourself, crying yourself to sleep, crying in the shower, like, you just feel worthless and hopeless, and it's hard. You feel like you're on the outside and no one can see you and no one cares, and I know how that feels. And I want to tell you, from someone who has been there and someone who genuinely cares, it will get better. I really, really, really believe where there's life, there is hope. It can always get better. You just have to work at it. And there are going to be days when you just want to give up, or when you feel like all the work that you've done has just been wasted because you break down or you freak out about something and you're like, I thought I was getting better, I thought like this was supposed to help, why am I getting upset over this? Like, don't beat yourself up so much. You are a human being with emotions that you can't always control, and that's okay. Like, people were not meant to be controlled, and everyone feels things differently. There is no right or wrong way to feel. And we can't control what hurts us. We can't control what happens to us. We can't control hardly anything. Like, life is a roller coaster of emotions and things that happen, and we just have to remember that it's okay to feel. We may not be able to control what happens, but we can control how we react to it. And we can control how we treat people and how we I guess cope with the things that happen. And that's one thing that I had to work on a lot, is coping skills. And that sounds like such a weird, childlike thing, but everybody needs coping skills, I've learned. No matter how old you are, no matter what you may know, no matter what you think you need coping skills. Because if you're not able to cope with things, you end up bottling it up and you burst one day. And let me tell you, it is not fun bursting, especially for the people around you, the people that you love. You hurt them the most. And I have hurt so many people in the past because I used to not talk about anything, ever. Like, back when I was in school, people used to think that I was such a mean person because I would literally just sit by myself and not talk. And when I would talk, it would be like snapping at someone because they made me mad or something. And that wasn't me. I mean, it was, but like, when people are upset, sometimes they lash out and they don't mean to. It just happens. It's kind of like a volcano erupting. Sometimes you can't control it, it just comes out. And then you're left feeling like such a mean person, or annoying, or like everything is wrong with you, and you just, you feel like such a problem. Because everyone else is doing fine, why am I not able to handle all of this? Why am I the one breaking down? Why can't I get myself together? And it's not, you need to know it's not your fault. The fact that you are feeling things is not your fault. You cannot control the things that you feel. that was such a hard thing for me to accept. I would get so angry at myself, so mad for snapping at people and for crying. Like, I would cry and then I would stop crying and then I would think about it and I would cry again because I cried. Like, I was mad at myself for being upset. And I remember one time, this is kind of something that not a lot of people know, but I had fought with my mom. This was actually on Valentine's Day, I think like 2 or 3 years ago. I had a fight with my mom. And earlier that day, like, I had been arguing with my sister too. And I just felt like such a problem. And I was mad at myself. So I went in my room and I locked my door. And I got the scissors. And I hurt myself because I was mad that I had yelled at my mom. I used to do that for attention because I wanted so badly for people to see that I was hurting. And that is by no means the right way to go about things, trust me. But for me, it was the only way that I knew how. I used to when I would cry and I would go in my room to be alone, the only thing that I ever wanted was for someone to come in there and tell me that they loved me. I don't care if I had just screamed my lungs out at my mom. I wanted her to come in there and tell me that she loved me. I don't care if she just screamed her lungs out at me. I wanted her to show that she cared. I wanted someone to show that they cared. I used to lash out so badly that it got to the point where I literally hated myself because of who I was becoming. And just knowing that I hurt people that badly made me hurt even more because I was aware of it as it was happening. I'm a very aware person when it comes to my own feelings. And that's really hard sometimes because even as I was yelling at them, sometimes I knew that is going to hurt their feelings. I should not say that, but it just came out. I don't even know really where I'm going with this video. I just wanted to sit down and say something because I feel like no one really ever says anything about this. I mean, yeah, there's those inspirational posts and like once in a while, everything will get better and here's a suicide hotline and like people love you and if you ever need to talk, I'm here. But like, when it's 4 a.m. and you're crying yourself to sleep for the third night in a row, who cares about those things? Like, I just want people to know that I care. And this felt like the best way to do it. Even though I stink at talking and I stink at forming knowledgeable sentences, I'm just, like, my brain doesn't function properly half the time, I guess. I don't know. It probably doesn't help that it's 6 a.m., but it doesn't matter what time of the day it is, I always have a hard time forming sentences. I can never verbalize what I'm thinking, and that really frustrates me half the time. Well, most of the time. But I've been talking for like 20 minutes now, so I mean, I'm doing pretty good. I should probably stop talking before, well, I mean, some of you probably aren't even watching this still. If you are, hi. Thanks for staying. But, yeah. So, I'm gonna go. But I wanted to say, if you take one thing out of this video, please, please, please take what I said earlier. Where there is life, there is hope. There is always hope. And it may be the tiniest amount, but you grab onto that and you hold it as closely as you can, because it will get you through those nights where you feel like dying. Find one thing. It can be the fact that you got to drink a soda that day and you love soda. It can be the fact that tomorrow you're going to the mall with your friends. I don't know. Pick something. One thing that makes you smile or that makes you happy, and just hold on to it with everything that you have. And that sounds like a stupid, like, I don't know. It feels really weird saying all of this because I know that I would never, like, if I was in the situation where I was upset, this would all sound like really stupid to me. But I'm just trying to help in the only way that I know how. And I hope that this helps someone. I hope that I didn't just spend 23 minutes talking to nothing. I hope someone watches this and takes something out of it. Because that's all I want, is for someone to feel how much I care. If you think that you have no one in your life that cares about you, I care about you. It doesn't matter if we haven't talked in months. It doesn't matter if we live hours away from each other. It doesn't matter if I don't even know you. If you're watching this, then I care about you because I care about everybody. And, like, it's like a hippie thing to say or whatever, but I genuinely care about everybody. So, if you think that you have nobody, you have me. And if you ever need to talk, I'm here. Literally, whenever you need to talk, just call me. If you have my number, you can call me, message me, comment, whatever. I want to be there for you. Because I so desperately needed someone to be there for me. I think that's gonna be it. I doubt any of you are still watching this, but I am going to go eat a snack and go to bed because it's 6 a.m. and I haven't gone to sleep yet. So, yeah. Alright. Bye.